Hey, I'm Allie. Well, what in the world was that? I choked on literally nothing. Welcome to Little Hill Homestead, where you get real life and lots of rants. That's pretty much it. But yeah. So, as the title tells you, I'm going to show you how to make homemade granola today. So, I grew up not eating commercial granola. I grew up eating this recipe that I'm going to show you guys today. Commercial granola to me is one, so expensive. I don't understand why. It's literally oatmeal, pretty much, oats. And two, it's really crunchy. And then you get like these clusters. I don't know. It's just not. I'm just not a fan. There's some that I think are decent. Purely Elizabeth to me is like the best one. I've loved hers forever. But again, little tiny bag, super high price. So I'm going to show you how to make your own kind of adaptable version to what you like. So here we go. I have a bowl here, and hopefully I'm not cutting my head off too much. These are just old-fashioned oats. I get them from Azure Standard because they are dirt cheap, and you can get organic or not organic. It's up to you. I'm doing a half recipe of this because it takes me forever to get through a full recipe. Because the full recipe is 7 cups of oats plus other stuff. So I'm going to put the full recipe below. I'm doing a half today because, like I said, it's a lot if you do the full recipe. But it's my mom's recipe and it's delicious. So there you go. Okay, the next thing we need, this is, if you like it, half a cup of coconut. I have the same coconut that I've been trying to get through forever from Azure Standard yet again. This huge bag, what was it, 2.5 pounds? 2.5 pounds was like $4. Good deal. I used it for the macaroons when we did our Christmas cookie challenge, and here I am using it today. I use it in various recipes all the time. Great on the smoothie bowls that I showed you guys a couple days ago too. So we have a half a cup coconut going in. I can put that in later. The next thing we've got, and this is again another, if you have it on hand, if you don't, type of a thing. This is wheat bran. I buy the one, is it Bob's Red Mill? Yeah, Bob's Red Mill. I just have had this forever. It takes me forever to go through a bag because I don't use it in, I use it in cookies and granola and stuff like that, but half a cup. If you're trying to sneak in some fiber and you're over 40, there you go. All right, the next thing after that, sliced almonds. Again, okay, so you're doing 1 cup of nuts in this. You can do whatever combination you want. So I'm doing a half a cup of sliced almonds because I love sliced almonds in oatmeal or in granola. And I'm going to do half a cup of pecans because we buy them locally when the Shriners or Kiwanis Club or somebody sells them local to us. In the fall, you can buy these 1 pound bags, and I always buy, like, I can't say no to the cute old men selling the nuts, so I always end up getting a bunch, and then I freeze them, and we have them for the entire year. And these ones are local to us, they're Georgia grown, and they're really good. So I freeze them, and they last literally forever. I had some one time that took me 2 years to get through, and they tasted just as fresh when I'm just breaking them. I could cut them with a knife, but I'm just going to break them. But they tasted just as fresh 2 years later as they did when we bought them. So, but we do love our pecans, whatever you want to call them, our pecans here in Georgia, which is where we live, by the way. I know I've hinted that we live in the South, but we're in Georgia. We're just far enough outside of a large city that it feels kind of small and farmy, but just like every place, it's growing like crazy around here. And so I don't know if we'll stay local to where we are now or if we just might just go, hey, we want to get out even farther and farther. You know, it's one of those words you can use interchangeably. I don't know. We'll see. It depends on where our kids settle, you know? I don't want to be here in Georgia if my kids all end up in Seattle and Canada, and who knows where they're going to end up. Anyway, that's the drama of our life. Where do we want to live? Not California. We didn't love it there. I mean, we did for a long time, but half a cup of, so that's our 1 full cup of nuts in this recipe. Then, okay, you can add sunflower seeds if you have them on hand or you like them. It would be a half a cup of those. I don't have any, and I also don't love them, so I'm going to leave them out. Next, we've got a quarter cup, not a quarter cup, holy moly, would that be bad? Quarter of a teaspoon of salt. Just gives it that little extra little kick. You know, salt just makes everything taste a little bit better. I have my recipe over here, but have I ever shown you guys this? This is our cookbook that literally has a billion recipes in it. They're handwritten. We have the cute ones on index cards that go like in the sleeves in here. We have printed out ones. We have like our handwritten ones. We've got, it's a hot mess. I said I was going to sit down and write like 5 recipes every single day to get it cleaned up and put it in a new folder. It hasn't happened because it just hasn't. It's not my priority. I'm fine with this one, I guess. I don't know. Next, we need half a cup of maple syrup. We use the one from Sam's Club. It is the lowest cost one that we've been able to find. I use this in my tea every day. I make a lemon fog every morning. So I use a lot of syrup. And that, to me, has been the cheapest one. It's been cheaper than Azure Standard, cheaper than Costco. And to me, it tastes really good. So next, we've got, I'll put this recipe below, by the way, so you don't have to actually pay attention to my measurements. We've got not quite a half a cup. I would say a third of a cup. We're going to go with a third of a cup. This is avocado oil. We're using avocado oil. You can use vegetable oil or whatever you want. I use avocado because, 1, it's what I have, and 2, I like cooking with it. It doesn't give a weird taste like olive oil does, but it's nice and light. I left my measuring spoon somewhere. Where did I leave it? Back here. Okay, the last thing we've got, 2 teaspoons of vanilla. If you're doing a full recipe, you just do a tablespoon. Y'all, I'm getting to the bottom of this vanilla container. That's it for our homemade granola. Like I said, if there's something you like, put it in. If there's something you don't like, if you don't want coconut, leave it out. If you want different nuts, change out the nuts. The basics are you need the oats, the oil. If you don't want maple syrup, you could use honey. That could get really sweet though. That's kind of the base recipe. Then after it bakes, we'll show you that later. But so this one bakes at 250 degrees for 2 hours. I have a parchment lined baking sheet. And once I get this all stirred up, you just pour it on there. If you do the full recipe, you do 2 sheets. If you do the half recipe like I'm doing, you do 1 sheet. And it goes for 2 hours. So you mix it, like stir it halfway through to make sure nothing's getting too burned or anything like that. But it makes this beautiful, like light, not too crunchy granola. That's what I like about it. It's not like fake clusters that are stuck together with probably sugar, to be honest. But you know what's in this, and it's healthy for you. But like I was saying, when it comes out of the oven, you get to add whatever dried fruit you want. So I think it's 1 cup. How much dried fruit is it? A cup to a cup and a half of dried fruit. And again, like you can do whatever you want. You can add, we do dried apricots and I cut them up into little tiny pieces before I put them in here. You can do golden raisins. You could do regular raisins. We've got dried cherries. We've got dried blueberries. I mean, if you don't want fruit, don't put fruit. It's all up to you. So here's our mix. Just dumping it on here. Mix it together pretty quickly. The oats kind of just absorb all the goodness that you just put in there. Let's slide this over here so you guys can see. And you just spread it around. And the slow temperature is what gets it so that like when you bite into a pecan, they're like really soft. And the oats get kind of dried out and toasted looking, and just makes a good, I don't know. Everything just is delicious when you do this. So you can eat this just with milk or almond milk or on its own. I love to add it into yogurt and make like a little parfait type of a situation. Anyways, that's our granola. Boom. 250 degrees. I'm going to pop it in the oven right now. I'm going to set a timer. Alexa, set a timer for 1 hour. There she goes. So I'm going to set a timer for 1 hour. I'm going to come in here and I'll pop you guys back on so you can see where we are at the 1 hour mark. I'll give it a little stir to make sure that what's at the bottom has now moved to the top, kind of a, nobody's going to get too toasty. And then when we come back in the 2 hours, at the 2-hour mark, I will show you guys what fruits I decide to add today. I have to go ransack my the hutch. I have the antique hutch over here with all the mason jars, and we keep a bunch of dried fruit over there. I guess I'm going to kind of look and see what's getting towards the end of its life that I need to use up. Seems like a good way to get rid of something. I love dried blueberries. For my birthday, we went to Trader Joe's, and my husband lets me pick just a few things. And he's like, "Do you really need more dried blueberries?" And I was like, one, I only get to Trader Joe's like once or twice a year, and they have the best price ones by like far, and they're delicious. And two, yes, you always need more blueberries. Blueberries and cherries are my favorite, but and the golden raisins. Our household, we do keep a few like regular Thompson raisins or whatever they are, but golden is my jam. So anyways, stuff's in the oven. See you in 1 hour. Come on, clicker. It goes on timeout after a couple minutes. You guys eventually? What are we, 120 videos I've made, and I still don't know how to use my clicker. I still haven't invested in the camera because I found what I really liked, and I love you guys to death. But they're $3,000+ for a decent camera. So for now, you just get my iPhone until I'm super famous and you guys have made me go viral. Maybe then I'll buy a camera. But for now, I like to feed my family with the $3,000 instead. Anyways, we'll be back in an hour. Wow, I'm totally drinking an orange Julius because I made them for you guys, and I'm slowly drinking it in between things. If you didn't see that video, it's like 2 days ago or yesterday to you. To me, it's the same day. I'm having it kitchen day. I was doing super good at trying to film a video every single day for you guys. And then the last 2 weeks, life just got away from me, and I haven't been able to do that. So today I'm making the intentional choice to be in the kitchen. So if I'm wearing the same thing all week, like I said before, I promise I do laundry. It's running in the background. You can hear it. But I'm having a kitchen day for you guys. Plus, we benefit from it too. Like, I'm not lying here. Okay, so for my fruits, I'm just going to do it all because I want to. So these are those, like I said, I put everything in mason jars because they're fun and they're pretty and they're, airtight or whatever you want to make them. So I'm going to do, I have my little quarter cup. I'm going to do a quarter cup of the dried blueberries that I admire so much. They get kind of stuck to the bottom. Plus, if I run out of these, I can justify why I had to buy another bag at Trader Joe's. Have you seen? They just are little tiny dried blueberries. They're like literally like my favorite though. And fun fact, I don't really love blueberries. I eat them, but sometimes they're so sour. But so I say I don't love blueberries. I'm gonna do a quarter cup of golden raisins because I have a lot of them to get through. And raisins can mold and different stuff, and so I don't like to have a big container in the house for too long. I try to use them when I can. This is a perfect place. Y'all, dried cherries. These are dried Bing cherries. They have a little tartness to them, I'm not gonna lie, but I can't smell. They're cherries. They're super good. Sam's Club, best price on the dried cherries. I'm gonna put my lid on that. And then the last thing, let me grab a knife for you guys for those. I cut my apricots up so they're similar size to the other fruit because, like, I'm so sorry, but if you're eating granola and you get that, you're gonna be like, what the heck? So just take a little pile of apricots and just give them a little rough chop. I like to do them pretty small. So do raisin size, or you do you, like I always say. I like to make most of our recipes customizable because there's just things that we don't all love, or there's things that you prefer over something else, or blah, 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 you know what I mean? So anyway, there's our apricots. They are cut up. I'm putting them all just in a Pyrex bowl. Oop. So you guys know I use Pyrex all the time, and I always tell you, oh, like you can get it cheap at thrift stores and different stuff, right? Which I did. I got these one time when we were in Ohio, maybe 5 years ago. My husband has an office there that we go to every once in a while. We were up there, and I went to a Goodwill up there, and I got almost the full set of these for like $19. My sister is now like, oh, trying to get a couple Pyrex bowls, and she's like, girlfriend, are you kidding me right now? Like, do you know the cost of Pyrex? You keep telling everybody it's not that expensive. And I'm like, oh my, I looked up some of the sets I have and it's ridiculous. Like, I have this set, gosh, I probably had it for 25 years. It's an hot air balloon set that's teal. It's a chip and dip set. I didn't even know, I use it all the time. I did not know that it's like a collector's item and it's worth like $500 or something ridiculous. So if I ever go broke, at least I have my Pyrex to sell, right? That being said, I did figure out, hold on, I keep all my Pyrex down here. I did figure out, I have a lot of this Americana looking pattern. It's the gold leaf looking one. I love this one because it has bubble lamps on it, which if you look, you can't see it right now, I don't think. Anywhere in my house, if you look, can you see it? Right here, I have a bubble lamp. I should take you on a lamp tour. I love lamps. And every lamp that we have in our house, we've switched out to a bubble lamp for the most part in our house because I love them. If I can find one at a thrift store or I find one at an antique store, you know, the milk glass lamps, I have them all over my house. I need one for my closet, which seems so stupid, but it's a walk-in closet. I think it'd be fun to have like a really fancy girly one in there. And then my bathroom. We have a fan. We never use the fan, ceiling fan, so I'm thinking I'm going to swap that one out eventually. But this big one, let me walk you over here. Let me show you my awesome deal that we got. I'm walking backwards, so if I trip and fall, just laugh at me. Okay, so here's my lamp. Oh, see, there's one right there in the corner too that's hidden too. There's my lamp. Okay, so this bad boy, we're decorated for St. Patrick's Day, by the way. Isn't it pretty? I got that thing for $10 at a thrift store in where did I get it? Somewhere. It's on the Georgia state line. Oh my gosh, what's the name of this antique store? If you live local, Tennessee. If you're going, it's like, okay, if you're near Chattanooga or in Georgia, I think it's Ringgold is the name of the city. There's a place called Grumpy's Antiques. I'm pretty sure that's the name of it. It's massive. It has no air conditioning though, so it gets hot in that dang place in the summertime, which is when we went. I found that in a box, and I think it was $10. It was in total pieces, but we put it together, and now it's like my pride and joy. I love that thing. Actually, that one's not my pride and joy. Pride and joy is, I got them all over the house. I love lamps. Okay, enough about the lamps. You guys don't need to know my stories. If you have a lamp problem like me, though, thumbs up. Comment below what your favorites are. Okay. That being said, this is the cheapest pattern. People don't like brown. I love it because it has bubble lamps on it. So full circle, there was the point of my story. Okay, my fruit is cut up, and I'll bring you back when our granola is at the 1 hour mark, which is nowhere near now. See you in a minute. Y'all, I just realized my microphone was not on me. It was somewhere else in the kitchen. So I did stir the granola, just real quick. I had a hot pad I was gonna show you guys. It's been an hour. I'll give you a little quick look. I can't believe I just did a whole thing and you couldn't, there was no sound. Here's what it looks like right now. I gave it just a little good turn and it's starting to get a little toasty and looking pretty good. So we're gonna give it 30 more minutes and check it again. All right, we are back. My granola is done. I did an hour and 45 minutes because I was only doing one sheet. I felt like it was cooked perfectly and I didn't need the full 2 hours. But everything is kind of like just toasty, and let me see if I can bring it over to you without burning myself. All right, everything is toasty and brown and beautiful and not burned, which is your goal. I've done whole batches where I burn the bejesus out of it. Let's not do that. Fruit, this is our 1 cup of mixed fruit. I'm kind of just tossing it together so that everything is like, not all my cherries are stuck together. They tend to be the ones that stick together. I'm just going to kind of sprinkle that over our granola, and kind of just mix it in. You can put it in a bowl if you want. I don't want any more dishes. I got enough dishes in my life. All right, that is it. All I do is I have a half-gallon mason jar I keep in our antique hutch. This stuff lasts months. I'm not even kidding when I say that. The last batch I had, I think it was like 3 months, and it was still perfectly fine. You can pick the parchment paper up. You can scoop it into your mason jar. Let's see. How brave am I? I'm going to suck at this, you guys. Let's just say that right now. If I do this, it's going to take me all day. I just don't know if I'm brave enough to do the parchment. All right, let's see. We're going to be brave, y'all. Here, if I put this, that's not going to do anything. If I put a bowl under it, nah, we can do it. We can be brave. We can be brave. Whoop. All right, I'm going to give my mason jar a little shake, and look at that. Talk about exact, I mean, boom, exactly a half gallon. Which, how much is a half gallon cup, you guys? I don't even know. So there's our finished granola. I keep it in the jar, like I said, and it lasts forever. This is still a little bit hot, so all I'm going to do is take the lid off just so the moisture doesn't get into our mason jar. But have it all over the counter. We're just going to add that too. It's just a little bit crunchy, a little bit sweet. You can add cinnamon, by the way, if you want. I don't like that. I just like it more plain granola flavored. But the nuts get a little bit toasty. The oats get nice and crisp. My favorite thing, though, is for some reason the nuts get soft. Like, the best part. Anyways, that is our homemade granola recipe. Like I said, it makes a bunch. So you have a half gallon of homemade granola now. You know exactly what's in it. It did not cost us a small fortune. If you just went with raisins or some of the more basic lower cost dried fruit, it would definitely reduce the price. But with 1 cup of total dried fruit, it's really not crazy expensive. But go make yourself some granola. You will not regret it. It's nice. If you want it a little bit sweeter, just add a little more maple syrup. I like it a little less sweet, and then I just mix it with vanilla yogurt. When we make our homemade vanilla yogurt, a little bit of this. It's the best breakfast in the whole world. Maybe some blueberries or fresh fruit on it too. But anyways, that is our granola. I appreciate you guys coming along for the ride. I know this one takes a couple hours. The good thing is it's kind of hands off. So there's not a whole lot to do. But go make some granola. Thanks for watching.